문화유산에 등재했죠.
유네스코 인류무형문화유산으로 등재가 되었다고요? 그리고 세계 최초로요?
예, 세계가 인정한 거죠.
맞네요. 우리 고유의 전통 무예이자 세계가 인정한 문화재인 택견. 앞으로 많은 사랑과 관심 부탁드려요. 한국 바로 알리기에
함께해 주세요.
여러분 반갑습니다. I'm Kwon So-wa and this is K-Culture Dive. Join us in taking a deep dive into the heart of Korean culture, from K-entertainment to AI news, and in our K-culture issues segment, that is, we delve into the world of K-content set in Korean schools. And with that, let's dive in. Joining us on today's show is my co-host Walter Lee. Walter, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Sarah, and hello to everyone joining us on K-Culture Dive today. I'm Walter Lee, here to co-host and bring you the latest in K-entertainment stories.
Okay, Walter, we're going to start off with K-Enter, and it looks like we have plenty of news on standout boy groups today. So, who will you start off with?
I will start off with CORTIS, Soa. So yes, CORTIS's debut album, Color Outside the Lines, has surpassed 600 million cumulative streams on Spotify, the world's largest music streaming platform. Now, after reaching 100 million streams just 1 month after its release in October of last year, the album added another 500 million streams over the following 8 months. Now, the group's success extends beyond streaming. Now, according to Circle Chart, the album has sold more than 2.11 million copies, a remarkable achievement for a rookie act because it actually makes them now the best-selling K-pop debut album of all time. What an achievement. Now, riding on this wave of success, CORTIS is actually set to perform at the 2026 Formula One Singapore Grand Prix. Now, Big Hit Music announced that the group has been invited to the prestigious event, which will take place at Singapore's Marina Bay Street Circuit from October 9th to the 11th. CORTIS will take the stage at the Grand Prix's main concert venue on the opening day of the event, which is October 9th, further highlighting the group's rapid rise.
I would say Big Hit Music really knows how to make a successful boy group.
Yes.
So why don't we talk about their first massive successful boy group, BTS?
Yes, indeed. So BTS has reaffirmed its immense popularity in Japan by claiming the top spot in 2 major categories on Oricon's 2026 mid-year rankings. Now, according to the rankings released on Oricon on Thursday, BTS's 5th studio album, Arirang, finished at #1 on both the album ranking and the combined album ranking, making the group the only K-pop act to top a category in this year's mid-year chart results. The album also ranked #3 on the digital album ranking, further demonstrating BTS's strong appeal among Japanese listeners. Now, beyond Japan as well, Arirang has continued to perform strongly on major international charts, including the Billboard 200.
And it's not only Big Hit Music that's making great boy groups, but also JYP. So
Yes.
let's talk about Stray Kids.
Yes, indeed, let's. So Stray Kids continues to enjoy global success with its new digital single, Run It. Released on Wednesday, the track debuted at #1 on both the worldwide iTunes Song Chart and the European iTunes Song Chart. By Thursday morning, it had also topped the iTunes Top Song Chart in 41 countries, including regions like the US, the UK, and also Australia. Now, the song's music video generated considerable buzz as well, reaching #1 on YouTube's music video trending chart in 34 markets, including Japan, Australia, and also Mexico. It also performed strongly on YouTube's global music video trending rankings. Now, Stray Kids is also preparing to launch its 4th world tour, Stray Kids World Tour Run It. The tour will begin with a series of concerts in Seoul in late July, followed by additional shows in August 1st and 2nd.
Certainly looks like Stray Kids is on quite a run.
Yes,
and
indeed.
Thank you for those updates, Walter. Don't run away and stick around.
Okay.
All right, now let's move on to our AI anchor Arirang for more on the culture front. Arirang.
Thanks, Sua. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. Culture Minister Choi Young will attend the 13th APEC Tourism Ministerial Meeting in China's Macau Special Administrative Region on Saturday. Representing South Korea, Choi will showcase the country's digital tourism innovation policies and discuss ways to expand tourism cooperation with key partner economies in the Asia-Pacific. The meeting will bring together tourism ministers and delegates from all 21 APEC member economies to adopt a joint declaration on regional tourism cooperation. Launched in 2000 at South Korea's initiative, the APEC Tourism Ministerial Meeting is held every 2 years. South Korea ranked 2nd in the world for the number of international meetings hosted last year. According to the Union of International Associations, Korea hosted 491 global meetings, climbing 4 spots from 6th place in 2024. This raised its global market share from 4% to 5.3%. The United States ranked first with 665 meetings, followed by Korea, Austria, and Japan. By city, Seoul ranked first in Asia after hosting 317 international meetings. The government says it will continue expanding support for the sector this year to further strengthen Korea's competitiveness as a leading international convention hub. To help ensure safer travel experience for international visitors, Jeju's special self-governing province has partnered with the embassies of Pakistan, Rwanda, Timor-Leste, and Uzbekistan in Korea. Jeju signed a memorandum of understanding with the 4 embassies in Seogwipo on Thursday to strengthen its foreign visitor safety system. Under the agreement, the parties will work together to develop tailored safety measures for international tourists and distribute multilingual tourism information. Jeju Governor Oh Young-hoon said the initiative will help make the island a more welcoming destination where visitors of all nationalities and languages can feel safe while traveling. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
Young musicians are giving Korean traditional 국악 music a modern twist while preserving its roots. That spirit was on full display as 10 teams competed in the annual 21st Century Korean Music Project. Our culture correspondent Park Gun-woo reports.
Violin sounds alongside traditional Korean instruments like the kayagum and ajeng. Modern electronic beats layered over centuries-old Korean melodies. They're just some of the ways a new generation of musicians is reinventing 국악, a traditional Korean performing art made up of music, song, dance, and ceremonial movements. A total of 10 teams competed in Thursday evening's final of the 2026 edition of the annual 21st Century Korean Music Project, organized by the Culture Ministry. Participants say their goal is to make 국악 more accessible to a wider audience.
We're trying to make 국악 more approachable by weaving traditional folk melodies into easy listening music. If we have the chance to perform on the global stage, we'd like listeners around the world to discover Korean folk music in a fun and accessible way.
Every finalist went home with an award and prize money, giving them resources to keep pushing the boundaries of 국악. To mark the competition's 20th anniversary, the top prize was upgraded from the Prime Minister's Award to the Presidential Award, carrying prize money of 15 million won, or roughly $9,700. And that went to Keoju Band, whose performance combined electric guitars and drums with 국악. while their outfits blended modern fashion with traditional hanbok.
We're planning to use the prize money to broaden the sonic range of traditional Korean instruments. We'll also experiment with ways for instruments like the janggu to produce tones similar to Western percussion.
Organizers say the competition, which has been run for 2 decades, will continue encouraging innovation while preserving the essence of kugak.
What's important isn't simply preserving tradition, but reinterpreting it while staying true to kugak's musical language. Over the past 20 years, the project has empowered young artists to build their own musical identity. We'll continue creating opportunities for emerging musicians while making kugak more accessible to the public.
20 years on, the project continues to nurture emerging kugak talent and expand the global reach of Korean traditional music. And as a new generation takes center stage, expectations are already building on for what the next 20 years will bring. 박건우, Arirang News.
Chicken is supposed to be crispy. That's the rule. And yet, Koreans covered perfectly crispy fried chicken with sauce. Not just a little sauce, a thick, sticky, bright red glaze. It sounds almost wrong. But that decision gave the world one of Korea's most beloved food exports, YangnyeomChicken. And it all started with leftovers. Back in the 1980s, a small chicken shop in Daegu had a problem. Customers kept leaving chicken on their plates. When the owner, Yoon Jong-ge, asked why, the answer was always the same.
Once it gets cold, it's dry and doesn't taste good.
For 6 months, he searched for a solution. Then one day, an elderly woman passing by the shop offered a simple suggestion.
Try adding some corn syrup.
That casual remark changed Korean food history. Yoon combined red pepper flakes, garlic, green onions, and other seasonings into a sauce. Then he added corn syrup, the ingredient that tied everything together. The result was magic. A glossy, sweet and spicy coating that kept chicken delicious even after it had cooled. Customers stopped leaving leftovers. But Koreans didn't stop there. Soy garlic, honey butter, extra spicy, sweet, savory, fiery, or all three at once. What started as fried chicken became something entirely different. A playground for Korean flavor. Today, K-chicken is no longer just a dish. It's a global phenomenon. The industry is worth roughly $5 billion a year, with Korean chicken brands expanding into Europe, Australia, the Middle East, and the United States, the birthplace of fried chicken. What began as a solution to unwanted leftovers has now become a worldwide obsession.
K-content set in schools is capturing the attention of audiences around the world. From fierce competition and school violence to mystery and even horror. These stories are portraying classrooms in various new ways. And it almost feels like Korean school dramas have now established themselves as a major genre of their own. Now today, we're joined by culture critic Ji Hae-won, professor of Kyung University, to take a closer look at this growing phenomenon. Welcome back, Professor Ji.
Hello, Professor.
Hello, good afternoon.
All right, Professor Ji, I hope you like the school look that Walter and I are trying out today.
I love that. I love it.
We're going to try we're trying to be extra respectful today, Professor. And we're going to start with 참교육, or teach you a lesson. So although you teach university students, I don't know how much personally you relate to the story, but what were your thoughts on this drama, Teach You a Lesson? I mean, it's been huge around the world already.
That's right. Personally, I really enjoyed watching Teach You a Lesson, 참교육. So it is a work that which already gained immense popularity and critical acclaim as a webtoon. So I think with the recent surge in international interest in K-contents, I think it is one of those cases that the core strengths of the original story have successfully resonated with the much wider audiences globally. actually. And personally, on a personal note, I was truly impressed by the performance of the actor Kim Woo-yeol, who played Jin. So as he perfectly embodied the character, I think. And especially as I've been watching his acting since his days on the stages, musical stages, over like 20 years ago. So I consider this is a work where Kim Woo-yeol's acting truly shined and have reached the full maturity. And I think every single people love the Jin's acting in 참교육.
Yes, count me in there as well.
Okay.
Now, we know that these Korean school dramas aren't anything that's just happened overnight. In fact, we've had years, I think every year we come out with a very good Korean school drama, in my opinion. But there were landmarks in the Korean school genre drama series. Can you name any that stick out to you?
That's right. I believe the history of Korean school drama genre have evolved alongside the shift in how the school is perceived within the Korean society. So KBS's school series 학교, which began in 1999, so can be considered the starting point of this genre. So at the time, schools were portrayed as the spaces for youth and for personal growth. So the narrative centered on themes such as the friendship, first love, teacher-student relationship, and the concerns regarding career path or the university, the entrance exam, 수학능력 시험, 수학능력 평가. So later, a series like Boys Over Flowers, 꽃보다 남자, or Dream High gained widespread the popularity and broadened the genre's scope. And however, the environment shifted, the school dramas began to change as well. So School 2013 offered a more realistic portrayal of issues such as school violence and the teacher authority and the actual classroom environment. And while Who Are You? School 2015 blended the theme of school violence with the mystery genre. And furthermore, Sky Castle, which is a smash hit, depicted the Korean education system itself. So by highlighting the fierce competition for university admissions and the issues of the private education, demonstrating that school dramas could serve as a mirror reflecting society. And moreover, the OTT era has expanded the boundaries of the genre. All of Us Are Dead, 지금 우리 학교는 combined the school setting with a zombie story, and the weak hero, 약한 영웅, and Teach You Your Lesson explored themes of the school violence, power structure, and the pursuit of the justice through the intense action-driven narratives.
All right, let's go a little deeper into these changes that you mentioned. So in the past, you mentioned there were themes like first love, relationships, and coming of age themes. But now we're seeing a kind of miniature society inside these K school dramas. So let's talk about that shift first. Why do you see this happening?
Right. We just mentioned the themes of K-dramas set in schools have constantly evolved over time. So I believe the primary reason of this shift is not so much that the school themselves have changed it, but rather the society's perspectives on schools has changed. So, and the story of a school drama is not merely set in school, while the plot centered on the event within the school. It actually addresses the frustrations shared by many in real-world society and feeling that justice is not functioning properly. So, consequently, the recent school themes, dramas, and films do not treat the school merely as a backdrop that rather utilize it as you just mentioned, a miniature of the society. Moreover, many international audiences are increasingly interested in the works that address the realistic issues, social issues, and rather than just a simple relationship or romance. So since the schools are setting experiences universally across the different countries, so the stories rooted in Korean society can still resonate with viewers all over the world.
Right. Actually, I think it was this week we talked about Teach You a Lesson, and I mentioned the fact that it's also bringing up actual social talk in Korea for, educational change and, but the misbehaving students, also the parents and also the teachers as well. So Korea is really looking for a way to fix that. But you first mentioned in my earlier question a lot of realistic sort of situations, talking about society, talking about, love relationships and everything. But these days as well, it's actually sort of changed. It's kind of seeing the realistic side as sort of a completely different side where now zombies are a very big hit, or ghosts, or intense battles, or whatever. Why do you think the schools have become such a versatile setting that blends so naturally with different genres?
Right, like so realistic or like a fantasy world in school, right? So I believe this is because the school is a setting that is both deeply familiar and capable of hosting as the incredibly wide range of stories. Schools are already home to a diverse cast characters and they clearly define the relationship, like with the friends and rival and teacher and students, as well as establish the rules and hierarchies so that conflict could arise naturally regardless of genre. So this is why everything from romance to zombie, horror, action, and thriller stories feels convincing within a school setting. So because audiences are already familiar with the school environment, and I think they can easily immerse themselves in an industry even when the premise is highly unrealistic or fantasy. Yeah.
Now, Professor Ji, many other countries have their own popular teen dramas. I spoke about it with Walter before. Australia has their own teen hits. And also in Germany, I watched some of those as well. But what do you think makes Korean school dramas so unique?
Right. I believe the competitive edge of the Korean school drama lies in the balance between the realism and genre elements, as we just mentioned. So teenage dramas in many other countries often focus on personal stories, personal issues, themes like romance, like the friendship or the coming of age. But in contrast, as we just mentioned earlier, Korean school dramas go beyond individual issues, the individual growth narratives, to incorporate broader social issues such as education, competition, family dynamics, social class, and inequality as well. So while addressing social themes, Korean content skillfully integrate the conventions of popular genres such as action, thriller, mystery, and the zombie as well. So this allows international viewers to gain insight into the reality of Korean society while simultaneously enjoying the entertainment value of the genre itself. So I believe the proper balance is the primary reason why the Korean school-based dramas are recognized by global audiences, not merely as youth contents, but the distinct genre in their own right.
Right. And like, what's quite interesting is like a remarkable amount of these K school dramas are based from webtoons. Now, obviously, many people in Korean public love webtoons, but why do you think school stories actually perform particularly well in this sort of situation on webtoon platforms? And do you think the successful screen adaptations are one of the reasons behind possibly the genre's popularity?
Yeah, I think the school setting is one of the themes that pairs best with the webtoon platform. So because the webtoon are serialized regularly and a strong conflict and a fast-paced narrative are crucial for maintaining the reader's interest for the webtoons. So, and the schools are ideal for this format as they provide a setting where a new incident, such as peer rivalry, friendship, and betrayal, or first love, or the school violence, everything. So it can be unfolded in every episode. So it could be maintained the reader's interest, the viewer's interest as well. And of course, since the most readers have experienced school life already, so they can easily immerse themselves in the emotions portrayed in the stories. And another important factor is that Webtoon serves as the platform for pioneering new ideas, experimental platform. So the Webtoon validate the quality of the work early on and through the reader's feedback. So the producers can find the stories from the Webtoon and producing and created a new contents on for the media format.
All right.
Yeah, just for 1 second, I really think Professor brought up a very good point where it's almost like reminiscing about when we were students. Like a large majority of us get that experience of going to school.
Right.
And even doesn't matter how old you are, your school experience is different. And to read content like that and to think back to your days, oh, I can relate to that, is a very good reason why it's so popular, I believe.
Right, that's
I had the same thought because you might think if you look at high teen dramas, why would adults be interested in that? But because they have these different genres in there and they have also their memories from schoolhood. Perfect for any age group to watch.
Right.
And but before we let you go, Professor Z, there are also some critics that say these days some K-school dramas may be focusing too heavily on the darker side and the violence at schools. So what direction do you think this genre should take forward from here on?
Yeah, I agree with that point, that concerns to some extent. So school violence and the fierce competition for university admissions are certainly significant for social issues, and it is important for content to depict that reality. However, school life isn't defined only by those things. So there is also friendship and the personal growth and dreams and the warmth of the relationship, of course. So ultimately, school is a space where a wide array of emotions and experiences coexist. So especially for the younger generation. So I hope more other contents will also incorporate the stories of love or hope, recovery, and growth, and many other, for many other younger generations as well.
All right. Okay, thank you very much, Professor Z, for your insights as always, and see you next time.
See you next time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Walter. We're going to have you back here next week.
See you next week.
Thanks for watching and for your interest in everything K-culture. Have a culture-filled weekend and see you next week. Keep diving.